Of the three macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, and fat, protein is the one most people consistently undereat, and it is also the one that makes the biggest individual difference when intake is corrected. Protein is not just a bodybuilding supplement. It is the structural material of your entire body. Your muscles, tendons, ligaments, skin, hair, and nails are all made primarily from protein. Beyond structure, protein is the raw material for every enzyme in your body, which means it drives every chemical reaction that keeps you alive. It is the precursor to many hormones, including insulin and growth hormone. It makes up your immune antibodies. Without adequate protein intake, none of these systems function properly. There is another reason to care about protein that most people overlook. It is the most satiating macronutrient by far. Gram for gram, protein keeps you full longer than carbohydrates or fat. This has been confirmed in multiple controlled trials. If you are trying to manage your body weight without feeling hungry all the time, increasing protein intake is one of the most evidence-backed strategies available. Proteins are built from smaller units called amino acids. Think of amino acids as letters in an alphabet, and proteins as the words and sentences built from those letters. There are 20 amino acids in total. Your body can manufacture 11 of them on its own. These are called non-essential amino acids, not because they are unimportant, but because you do not need to obtain them through diet. The remaining 9 amino acids are called essential amino acids. These are histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Your body cannot synthesize these 9, so you must get them from the food you eat. Leucine in particular plays a critical role in triggering muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body builds and repairs muscle tissue. Foods that contain all 9 essential amino acids in adequate quantities are called complete proteins. Animal-based foods, including meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy, are virtually all complete proteins. Most plant-based proteins are incomplete, meaning they are low in one or more essential amino acids. The major exceptions are soy, quinoa, buckwheat, and hemp seeds, which are complete plant proteins. If you rely on plant proteins, eating a variety of sources throughout the day ensures you get all 9 essential amino acids. Now that we understand amino acids, let us look at the best sources of protein in the diet. Animal-based protein sources include beef, chicken, turkey, pork, lamb, eggs, milk, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, salmon, tuna, cod, shrimp, and other seafood. These are among the most protein-dense foods available and are all complete proteins. Eggs in particular are often used as the gold standard for protein quality because their amino acid profile almost perfectly matches human needs. On the plant side, legumes including lentils, chickpeas, black beans, and kidney beans are excellent protein sources, though they are typically low in methionine. Edamame and tofu are soy-based and are complete proteins. Tempeh is a fermented soy product with even higher protein density. Seitan, made from wheat gluten, is extremely high in protein but is incomplete and unsuitable for those with celiac disease. Nuts and seeds provide moderate protein along with healthy fats. When comparing animal and plant protein quality, animal sources generally have higher biological value, meaning a greater percentage of the protein is actually absorbed and used. However, plant proteins can absolutely meet protein needs when intake is sufficient and variety is maintained. The official recommended daily allowance for protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. For a person weighing 75 kilograms, that is about 60 grams of protein per day. However, this RDA represents the minimum needed to prevent deficiency in a sedentary person, not the optimal amount for health or body composition. The research is clear. For active individuals, people trying to build or maintain muscle, and older adults trying to prevent age-related muscle loss, significantly more protein is beneficial. The evidence-based range for those who exercise is 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. For a 75 kilogram active person, that is between 120 and 165 grams of protein daily. Older adults, especially those over 60, should aim toward the higher end of this range because protein synthesis efficiency declines with age. Regarding protein timing, research does show that distributing protein across 3 to 5 meals provides better muscle protein synthesis stimulation than eating the same total amount in 1 or 2 large meals. However, timing is secondary to total daily intake. Get your total amount right first, then fine-tune distribution. Most people think of protein primarily in terms of muscle building. That is accurate but dramatically incomplete. Muscle protein synthesis is just one of dozens of critical functions protein performs. Enzymes are proteins. Every metabolic reaction in your body, digesting food, producing energy, repairing DNA, is catalyzed by a specific enzyme. Without dietary protein, enzyme production declines and these processes slow down. Hormones are often made from protein or amino acids. Insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar, is a protein. Growth hormone, which supports tissue repair and metabolism, is a protein. Many neurotransmitters including serotonin and dopamine are synthesized from amino acids. Hemoglobin, the molecule in your red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout your body, is a protein. Without adequate protein intake, oxygen delivery to tissues becomes impaired. Your immune system depends heavily on protein. Antibodies, the molecules your immune system uses to identify and neutralize pathogens, are proteins. When protein intake is insufficient, immune function is among the first systems to be compromised. Finally, protein plays a structural role in virtually every tissue. Collagen, the most abundant protein in the human body, forms the scaffold of your skin, bones, cartilage, and tendons. Here is what to take away from this video. Protein is built from 20 amino acids, 9 of which are essential and must come from food. Complete proteins contain all 9 and are found primarily in animal foods, though soy, quinoa, and a few other plant foods qualify as well. If you are sedentary, the minimum is 0.8 grams per kilogram. If you exercise or want to maintain muscle as you age, target 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram. Include protein in every meal rather than front-loading it at dinner. And remember that protein does far more than build muscle. It makes your enzymes, your hormones, your immune cells, and the structural collagen in your skin and joints. Getting enough protein is genuinely one of the highest impact dietary changes most people can make. Up next, we go deep on vitamins. Fat-soluble versus water-soluble. The vitamin D deficiency epidemic, and why vitamin B12 is the most common deficiency in people following plant-based diets.